How are you guys doing? Today is Wednesday, March 10th, 2021, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review the Elite performances and matchups from yesterday, Tuesday, March 9th, and of course, I'm going to preview everything that's going on today as we navigate through the world of sports one day at a time. So, just to get started, with the NFL season being over since about February from the Super Bowl, the MLB hasn't started yet. It's still in spring training. The NBA is just coming back from All-Star weekend. It will continue today at 8 o'clock. The Memphis Grizzlies will host the Washington Wizards, and at 8:30, the Dallas Mavericks will host the San Antonio Spurs, and that game will be on NBA TV. Looking out to what's going on in college basketball, college basketball is entering the conference championship stage of the season. And yesterday in the West Coast Conference Tournament final, first-ranked Gonzaga was able to beat unranked BYU 88-78 behind Jalen Suggs' 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. With this win, first-ranked Gonzaga is now 26-0 as they are 15-0 in the West Coast Conference. And with this loss, unranked BYU is 20-6 as they are now 10-3 in the West Coast Conference. Looking out to what's going on today, at 9:30, 25th ranked Oklahoma will host unranked Iowa State on ESPN for the Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship first round game. And then looking out to what's going on with hockey, of course, I have to preface this by saying that every single team has to play within their own division in order to limit traveling because of COVID. Starting off in Canada, the Toronto Maple Leafs hosted the Winnipeg Jets, and the Winnipeg Jets would beat the Maple Leafs 4-3. Now, the Jets currently trail the Maple Leafs in the North Division with the second best standing in the North Division as they trail the Maple Leafs by 5 points in the table. The Maple Leafs are currently on a 3-game losing streak, including yesterday. Jumping to the East Division, the Pittsburgh Penguins hosted the New York Rangers and were able to pull off a 4-2 win as 2 of their goals came in the second period. Their best player was their future Hall of Fame center, Sidney Crosby, as Crosby had a goal and an assist. With their 15th win of the season, the Pittsburgh Penguins are now sitting with the third best record in the East Division as they trail the first place New York Islanders by 5 points in the table. Speaking of the Islanders hosted the Boston Bruins, who were able to come away with the 2-1 win as they won in a shootout. And with their 16th win of the season, the Islanders are currently sitting at the top of the East Division as they lead the second place Washington Capitals by 2 points in the table, even though they played one more game. Jumping out to Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Flyers beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-4 in a shootout. For the Flyers, their center Couturier would be their top star as he finished with 2 assists on the night. And with their 13th win of the season, the Philadelphia Flyers are now sitting with the 5th best record in the East Division as they trail the first place Islanders by 7 points in the table. Jumping out to Washington, D.C., the Capitals were able to beat the New Jersey Devils 5-4 in overtime. Their left winger Vrana would finish with 2 goals on the night. With their 15th win of the season, the Washington Capitals now hold the second best record in the East Division as they trail the first place New York Islanders by 2 points. Jumping out to the Central, the Carolina Hurricanes hosted the Nashville Predators, and they were able to pull off a 3-2 win in overtime. And with their 18th win of the season, the Carolina Hurricanes now trail the Tampa Bay Lightning by 1 point in the table as they picked up their 6th win in a row. And they sit 1 point behind the Tampa Bay Lightning in the table, like I just said. Speaking of the Tampa Bay Lightning, they were able to go to Detroit and beat the Red Wings 4-3 in overtime. And with their 18th win of the season, they sit 1 point ahead of the second place Carolina Hurricanes as they are now on a 2-game win streak as they've won 8 of their last 10 games. And then looking out to Columbus, the Blue Jackets hosted the Florida Panthers, and the Panthers were able to score 2 goals in the second period and 1 goal in the first and third. They were able to beat the Blue Jackets 4-2, and after picking up their 16th win of the season, they currently sit 3rd in the Central Division as they trail the first place Tampa Bay Lightning by 2 total points in the table. And then last but not least, jumping out to Dallas, the Dallas Stars hosted the Chicago Blackhawks. And in this game, the Stars were able to win 6-1 after picking up picking up 2 goals in the first period and 3 in the second. After picking up their 8th win of this season, following 4 assists from their left winger Robertson. The Dallas Stars are now currently sitting with the second worst record in the Central Division as they trail the first place Tampa Bay Lightning with 17. They trail them by 17 points in the table as the Stars have played 3 less games. And that's where the NHL sits as of right now. Looking out to what's going on today, especially on prime time at 7 o'clock, the Minnesota Wild are going to host the Las Vegas Golden Knights on NBC Sports Network. At 9:30, the Anaheim Ducks will host the Los Angeles Kings on NBC Sports Network. And at 11 o'clock, the Vancouver Canucks will host the Montreal Canadiens on ESPN+. And looking out to Champions League action, first, Borussia Dortmund hosted last year's reigning Europa League champions, Sevilla. And in this matchup, Borussia Dortmund would draw with Sevilla in this game 2-2. The first 2 goals of the game would come from Borussia Dortmund's elite Norwegian striker, Erling Braut Haaland. He scored in the 35th minute and he scored in the 54th off of a penalty kick. And then Youssef En-Nesyri would score both goals for Sevilla off a penalty kick in the 68th minute. And then he scored off a header in the 96th minute. But because Borussia Dortmund won the first game 3-2, Borussia Dortmund would win this matchup they would win this aggregate 5-4. And they will be the first team to advance to the quarterfinals. At the same time, Juventus was facing off against Porto. This game would go into extra time after Juventus took a 2-1 lead. Porto scored the first goal of the game. Oliveira in the 19th minute would score off a penalty kick. Then Chiesa, the Italian striker for Juventus, would put 2 goals up in the 49th and 63rd minute. It would be 2-1. But since Porto beat Juventus 2-1 in Porto, this matchup would have to go to extra time. And in extra time, Oliveira would score in the 15th minute off of a set piece. And that would put FC Porto up first on aggregates, and it put them up on away goals too. Juventus was able to score in this 117th minute off of from Rabiot. And because both teams were tied, they would have to go to whichever team had more away goals. And since FC Porto had 2 away goals compared to Juventus's 1 away goal, FC Porto will be the team from this matchup that will advance to the next round, even though Juventus outscored Porto in the second game. That's how that's how the rounds work in Champions League. That's how advancing works. That's why more weight goes to the team that performs better on the road. So after Tuesday, March 9th, 14 teams currently remain in Champions League as Borussia Dortmund and FC Porto will advance, and Sevilla FC and Juventus will be eliminated. Looking forward to today, we will see 2 more teams advancing and 2 more teams getting eliminated as the number of teams in Champions League will drop from 14 to 12. First off, Paris Saint-Germain will host Barcelona at 3 o'clock. PSG currently lead this matchup 4-1 on aggregate, and they will host Barcelona in Paris. So this matchup is not looking favorable for Barcelona, but it's still entirely possible. And then Liverpool will host RB Leipzig at 3 o'clock, as Liverpool currently lead this matchup 2-0 on aggregates, and then Liverpool scored 2 of those goals on the road. So RB Leipzig would have to score at least 2 goals to try to stay in this matchup. So those are the 2 matchups to look forward to today. And also in the Premier League, Manchester City will host Southampton. Manchester City currently holds the best record in the Premier League. They sit 11 points ahead of second place Manchester United. And with this win, they could at least put more pressure on Manchester United coming up from behind them. And then in La Liga in Spain, Atletico Madrid will host Athletic Bilbao at 1 o'clock. Looking out to how the Spanish league is looking, Atletico Madrid is sitting comfortably, I would say pretty comfortably at the top of La Liga, and they are sitting just ahead of Barcelona by 3 points with 1 less game played. So a win here could give them a little bit more comfort where they sit in the table. With that said, that's everything that's going on today on Wednesday, March 10th. I want to thank everyone for listening to all 9 minutes of this piece. I hope all is well, and I will catch you tomorrow on Thursday, March 11, 2021, once all these exhibitions are finished. I hope all is well, and I will catch you tomorrow. Thanks for listening to my piece. I hope all is well, and peace out. I'll catch you tomorrow.